Feedback. Feedback.
Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.
Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
And we're all the way live right here at 160 Victor Street, WHPR, WHPS. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research. And you are now tuned into Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And we thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We are going to have a roundtable discussion. We're sitting at a round table, right?
Right on the table.
So
Round
round
table.
tables, a round table. This is a discussion. Thank you all for tuning in. My co-host this morning is
I'm Billy Jones.
and the director of Hood Research.
Henry Teutsch.
All right, and we're going to talk about a plethora of issues. That's a good word. Yeah.
What does that word mean?
A lot.
A lot.
It's one of them 50-cent words. Anyway, but first I want to say good
It sounds
morning.
impressive, though.
Oh, what can I tell you? Good morning to a few people. Good morning to Rosa and to Vera and Ron and Barbara and to Jay way on the east side. Jay's having an event next Saturday, the annual dinner that Riverbend has. And I'd say good morning to Les, way on the west side.
Hey, Les.
Well, we haven't heard from him in a while. And this past weekend, Hood Research had its regular monthly meeting. We had a great time, a lot of information, and we encourage you to join Hood Research. And not only join Hood Research, but to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and go to the website, which is hoodresearch.org. We want you to know that the telephone number is area code 248-234-2371. We thank those of you who helped to sponsor this program. And if any of you are considering it now, please make the check out to Hood Research. But if you prefer, you can make it out to Watkins Broadcasting Company. We have no objection to that. But we would ask that you mail it to Hood Research at P.O. Box 4416. That's P.O. Box 4416, Detroit, Michigan 48204. Anybody you want to say good morning to?
I just want to say good morning to the family.
Aha.
Because they're the ones supporting you and all the people who support the Hood Research and Miss Theo Broughton, etc. We want to say we love you and thank you for making sure that you chose The right one, baby.
All right. All right. Well, I want to say good morning to Beatty and Lawrence, and of course, good morning to Thabiti.
Yes,
And
yes.
get
Hurry up and get well, brother.
That's right. So he can be back in the saddle again.
Hey, yeah, back in the saddle again. We need you, Tabiti.
Oh, Henry, is anybody you want to say good morning to?
Well, I'll just echo what you've
Microphone.
said. I'll just echo what you've said, that good morning to all the viewers, because they could be doing something else, but they're watching this station and this program.
That's right. That's right. And we have so many things that are taking place in this community. And this past Saturday at our meeting, we had a number of people who shared information. And one of the things, Gloria, who you see on Tuesdays with Carl on HR Legal, she talked about Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Yes, Kool-Aid.
Ooh.
Can you imagine? You know, they tell you don't drink pop. Okay, don't drink pop. Don't drink that juice, especially that the energy drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Has all of the chemicals in it, and it's full of fructose corn syrup, also known as sugar.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so you think, well, Kool-Aid has got to be okay, right? It's just a water. Look, well, not so. Gloria said Kool-Aid has so many chemicals in it, and some of the chemicals are to change the color of the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
And that'll get you.
Oh, used to love all those different choices of colors in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But the problem, you got to put all that sugar in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she said, now when you drink Kool-Aid, look at your tongue. Your tongue turns purple or it turns orange.
Yes.
So we got scratch Kool-Aid, you know. Tea is healthy for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I drink green tea with nothing in it, just the green tea. Now, when I thought I discovered green tea, I put lemon and sugar in it.
And sugar?
It tastes nasty. So I said, well, this green tea is supposed to be good. So I tried green tea again.
Okay.
This time, I said, I'm going to put cream in it and sugar. It was still nasty. So anyway, I said, okay, well, we're going to try it with nothing, and it tastes okay.
That's good.
So I drink green tea.
Now, is there a distinction with instant tea versus natural tea?
Well, I don't do instant tea. I get the little tea
bags.
Tea bags, yeah, with the tea leaves ground up inside.
And then you steep it.
I have a water dispenser, yeah, and it boils the water in 60 seconds, and then I put the water and I cover it, let it steep for a few minutes.
I'm just asking, what do you think is the difference between the instant tea and the one that you actually have to boil to bring to proper temperatures, sir?
Well, there's got to be something in there, right? Because it dissolves, which normal tea leaves don't dissolve.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
you're bringing up something there.
Right.
What are the ingredients in that instant tea?
I'm wondering if it's like the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, right.
Because they always say they have to have something in there to preserve the products.
Right.
Well, don't do instant tea either. Just stick with the tea bags. Good great. They have chemicalized it. It's the same as having instant rice. You know, they have dissolved. They've taken a lot out of the tea by the time they have caused it to be in a powdery form. And instant products, like when I purchase rice, I generally purchase brown rice. Sometimes I'll get the wild rice. And then oatmeal, I get old-fashioned oatmeal. I don't want instant oatmeal either.
Well, you bring up the interesting subject here, and I need you to help me with this maybe. Since we talked about the tea and the instant tea, what about coffee and the instant coffee?
I think it's probably similar. for the same reason.
Therefore, as Bob Law would say, the coffee that I drink is actually made from mushrooms.
Okay.
Tastes like coffee.
Mushroom coffee?
Mushroom. I have to bring you a sample.
Please do.
It's sent from California, made by Dr. Gamby, I believe her name is. So, the instant coffee has been around so long that people don't even question it anymore.
Well, I know that in listening to Carl and Gloria, Gloria, who I highly respect, and her knowledge brings in some great information about the different things that we've been taking for granted and showing you how these things are affecting our bodies.
And you know, she also spoke on Saturday at the Hood Research meeting. For those who are tuned in, Hood Research meets on the second Saturday of each month, and with the Center on Grand River in Wyoming. She talks about coal tar and medicines that are being made from that. And the concern that I have is the side effects on all of this medication that doctors are getting paid to prescribe, it seems. And when they tell you side effects during the commercial,
Yes.
last thing they'll say is it may be fatal. Is there anybody who doesn't know what fatal means?
Nobody could tell you about their experience with fatal.
right.
But you know,
over.
Theo, it's a process that I've just gone through the process of working with a person that was under medications, and I watched the individual actually decline as the doctors would go through consistently changing the medication, putting her on this medication, putting her on that medication. And I watched the person getting weaker and weaker because, you know, these doctors, they're there, they've been paid to prescribe these medications, etc. And it's like, okay, well, we had her on this, and so let's put her on this. And it's like they're just experimenting
That's what it sounds like.
with the patients. And, you know, and they're saying, well, if you have this reaction to this medication, well, doggone, if you had a reaction to medication, you may not be able to get anywhere because that may be a fatal reaction.
Right.
So I am not into, and even though I work in the medical law, I'm not a person that's into the medicines. If I can get away from not taking the medicine, the inflammation, et cetera, there's some type of natural procedure I can find to get greater, better. May take longer, but if you search, you can find the right situation for your body, folks.
And we must add that water. You have to drink more and more water. It flushes out the body, and it helps to rid you of a lot of the medical ills that you have. But most folks don't.
And it gives you elasticity to your body. It's something that it's a vibrant ingredient. And I say vibrant because it's active and it needs to be put into your body to help your body continue to function, for your joints to be able to move properly without getting etc.
Right.
A lot of your illnesses and problems is because you're not drinking water.
Right.
I can tell you about that. Called a kidney stone from not drinking the water. Billy.
Oh, wow. Well, one thing that people need to know about water is you drink it with nothing in it. If you add tea, coffee, the cream, juice, whatever to the water, it's no longer the substance that works best. It becomes a substance that is processed as if it is food.
You can also think of it as being polluted.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah,
The water pollution.
I mean, as Theo was saying, so once you add something to water, it's no longer water. Now it's a different substance.
That's right.
So from the body's perspective, it's polluted. It's liquid, so you're quenching a thirst, but you're not providing your body an essential need.
Which
That's
is the
right.
pure natural
Pure
water.
form.
Right.
Right.
And then in that form, it just essentially passes through you
Yes.
versus being absorbed.
And as it's passing through you, it's taking out all of those, picking up things going along the way to take out of your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the concern that some people have, they are, so thirsty, or they want to have something with their meal. However, you don't substitute anything for water. I like the way you put that. Yep. If you add something to water, it's polluted. Remember that.
Maybe that'll discourage some
people. Right. That sounds discouraging, definitely.
Well, you've got water that they've added all these type of things into it, and they say it's water, but now the water has the vitamins, the water has these other ingredients, and water has that. And I'm saying, well, like you, but what happened to just water?
Right.
Okay, so it's so they can brand it, and you buy this, and it tastes like, I don't really taste. Oh yeah, I taste that. That has an aftertaste, which means that your water's polluted.
Right.
Well, in 1994, there was a woman who was on the radio. I can't remember who was interviewing her, but she was with the Water Department, City of Detroit. And she seemed so pleased with herself that she was announcing that sodium phosphate was being added to our water. And she says, oh, and this is going to adhere to lead particles, and they sink to the bottom. And I'm like, what? So anyway, I continued to listen. I said, okay, anything that says sodium, I think salt and high blood pressure. Right. And so I called a gentleman who was a scientist, and he worked out of Indiana, and he said that sometimes there are chemicals that need to be added to water in the various cities around the country because of things such as lead, etc. He says, however, they do not have to add sodium phosphate to the water in Detroit. He said they could add what the hell was that word? I was thinking that word. It's a different word. He said it's a little more expensive than the sodium phosphate. However, you use less of it, and you would have a better result. So I pass the information on, but hey, who cares what information I pass?
You may remember some years ago, I know some years ago they started putting an ingredient in the water supposedly to help your teeth.
Fluoride?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they found now that was not a good thing.
Oh. So have they taken fluoride out of the water? It's still
I've heard
there.
of it.
Yes.
It's still there.
I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, because again, that's my root is California, so I know about that from California during the time that I was growing up. Elementary school, here it goes way back. Elementary school, junior high school, and then of late, so many years of now, they talk about that was not a good thing.
So are they going to remove it now that they know?
I'm in Detroit.
The revelation was in California. Sorry about that.
I mean, I live to be in Detroit. Okay. I've been there since 2004, and I love Detroit. Everything about my mind is Detroit.
Listen there. Until you come,
I get little glibbits from California. Yeah, okay. Get you that San Francisco sauce.
He had a friend from California on his show on Sunday morning, and she was talking about this barbecue
condiment.
Sauce. Condiment, yes. And so there are people around here now who are waiting for the barbecue condiment. I see.
We get it,
I haven't tasted it yet either.
Yes. When I have, I'm going to do this because I tell people I'm selfish. Yes, I tell the truth. I have 2 bottles. They're my bottles. And I shake them up for me.
Oh my goodness.
So when I get some more sauce, y'all will get a chance to see what it tastes like.
I don't want the one that's real hot. I want to be able to taste it.
Oh yeah, they have in fact, they have 4 different ingredients, 4 different flavors of style now.
Oh, okay.
So that won't be a problem.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
But I want to know something about Hood Research.
Yeah.
What was the creative thinking to bring hood research to where it is today? Sir?
Well, I think you have to speak to the co-founder who was there in 1992.
I'm hoping to speak to
so-
both. I'm hoping to get a dialogue between the two of you.
He could continue. Okay, in the beginning was the word. And the word was, can you help me? I said, excuse me. What? Well, he is now President Reginald Crawford of the Sheriff's Union.
Okay.
Anyway, he and I called in to various talk shows, you know. So, and there were still community meetings going on at that time as well. So when people, they always recognize your voice, if nothing else, because it was radio, right?
Yes. Hold on, Sylvia.
We would attend different community meetings, and people would come over, and they would have different issues, and they'd want us to help them because he was in law enforcement.
Okay.
You know, so we'd research. I'd do a lot of research and give assistance to the attendees of whatever, you know, community meeting it was. And we were successful in that. And we did some protests from time to time.
Protests?
Oh, shh, don't tell nobody. We would protest from time to time on different issues. And a lady by the name of Helen Moore started calling us the In the Hood Research Department.
Oh, Helen Moore did that.
That's what she called us,
Okay.
the In the Hood Research Department. So another friend of mine, Ken Coleman, said, hey, how you doing? He said, you know what? I said, what? He says, you should register that name. I said, what are you talking about? You should register your name. You know, somebody might like it. I could not imagine anybody wanting to take the name. I mean, it was, yeah, you know, friendly people. I said, really? Okay. So Reggie and I talked about it. We were not a formal organization at that time. See?
Yes.
So he says, well, okay, maybe we should go register. I said, okay. So we went downtown, you know, to register his name and everything. Computers were not the computers of today. Computers were just a little step up from the typewriter, okay? Anyway, so he filled out the form, he gave it to the lady, and she's looking at it. She says, I can't get all of this on here. I said, oh, God. So she says, what the no, I just can't type all this. I said, okay. So she gave us the paper back. We went over to the side, and we thought about it. And she can't get all that on the paper. I said, wonder what's wrong with her equipment. So we shortened it from the In the Hood Research Department, just Down the Hood Research. And,
And you know, Theo, when I came here from Oakland, California, 2004, I already had a connection because the station Sobe Television and R.J. Watkins, Henry Tyler, we already was receiving programs from the station to play on Sobe station. But when I got here and I was studying Detroit through watching the programs, and I saw a program called Hood Research. Now, my background is that when you say the hood, you're talking about the hood. So I'm telling my friend, hey, you know what? They got a program that's studying the folks in the hood. I had no idea. I really did. I thought that you guys was just in the hood, studying the hood. The folks in the hood.
Oh, Lord. We studied a number of issues and brought out parts that needed to be addressed, things that could be changed. There was still some issues with police brutality, etc. Detroit has not experienced what some of the other, cities have, but there were still issues. and we addressed those. And there was also an affiliate organization made up of law enforcement, police officers, etc. And we all worked together on problems that there was in our community. We have done a number of things that help the people in our community. One of the things that we've done more recent was to take some paper goods and hand sanitizer, facial wipes, body wipes to Flint because they were using bottled water to bathe. And we just got finished talking about drinking the water.
The polluted water.
The unpolluted water.
Oh, unpolluted water.
So anyway, prior to that, when Haiti had its earthquake, we reached out to the community and asked them to donate medical supplies. We weren't asking for money. If folk like to start rumors, doing that, we didn't do that. We wanted all of the wheelchairs and walkers and canes and crutches, because when their use is finished, what do you do with it? You don't throw away something that's perfectly good.
No.
So we got the medical supplies, and they were sent to the people in Haiti who had suffered, and they had a lot of issues. And I'm still hearing they're still suffering today.
Oh, yes, very much so.
What do you remember about Hood Research?
Well, one of my first memories of Hood Research is your meeting at Coffee and Cream on Livernois.
Oh, yes.
And Congressman John Conyers brought in Andrea Mitchell to speak.
And would you tell the world who Andrea Mitchell was or is?
She is one of the reporters or news correspondents for NBC News.
Big time.
Right.
Big
She's been
time.
there for many decades.
Yes.
Right. And so it was very impressive and very unique experience. Of course, I did not know that was going to happen before we got there. That was before computers, so you couldn't
Right.
look online
No,
and see.
no social,
Right.
no social networking
No social
there.
media, right. But that was a very pleasant experience, very informative, and of course, not only for Andrea Mitchell, but for John Conyers as well, So he was very involved in the community. And since then, there's been a number of meetings, community meetings, where I attended and he spoke at and gave updates and information. And Hood Research has been able to do that quite a few times. There's quite a few elected representatives that attend our meetings and give updates on all levels, local, state, and national.
And even on the program,
Callback, Sylvia.
we had the gentleman who's running now, Congress, Gary Peters. He's been a guest on the program, and we're going to invite him again. And there are so many events that we have done. I was so surprised, shocked, moved, excited when we had a dinner at the Omni down on the river.
Ooh.
I like having events on the river. It's just, and you
The
can look
ambiance of
outside.
that.
Oh yes,
Yes.
over to the Canadian skyline. Anyway, we had this dinner party, and who comes in but State Representative Attorney Isaac Robinson
Aha.
with Sheila Lee Jackson. Isn't that Sheila Lee
Yeah,
Jackson?
right.
Congresswoman.
Former Congresswoman, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And well, at that time she was Congresswoman.
Oh, okay. We're talking. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about how beautiful she is.
And oh goodness. and she spoke, and when she spoke, it was as if she and I had been friends for a million years.
Yes, yes.
She just did a beautiful job. I was impressed, needless to say, but it was a wonderful evening. And Brown Bag Catering, I'm not sure if they're still around. They're from Highland Park. That's why I had to mention that. Highland Park did the catering. They did a fantastic job, too.
They're located right across the street from Mackenzie's, the park area that's called Mackenzie's Park now, school. I don't know if I see the building. That's why you mentioned that I see the building there, and it said Brown Bag. And I never knew what they were doing or what it was, but I see the building. I don't see a lot of activity there, but I see the building is still kept. So their location is still there. I don't know where they are.
Oh, well, we'll have to check on that. But when Dr. Claude Anderson, the author of Black Labor, White Wealth, would come to Detroit, we would go. They had an area, restaurant area as well. But it was very, very good, you know. So there are just so many events and so many people that we have introduced to Detroit, and so many ideas and opportunities that we have shared and been involved with here in Detroit. And I would just like to tell those who are tuned in to of course, continue watching this program every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10:30, and to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and go to the website, and to also attend our meetings. And you can bring your information, your research, because as I said at the end of this show, we all make better informed decisions when we can share together the facts of various issues, you know, Harry.
Right. And, I'd add that, you don't think about it, but a platform like Twitter is so important now that people need to pay close attention to it. There's so much news that, for whatever reason, originates or is first shared through Twitter.
Oh.
And then, your syndicated media picks it up, and they'll then base stories off of that news, and then it kind of flows from there. But former President Obama, he really revolutionized Twitter. He made it into the company that it is today, and he still does. He has more followers than almost anyone else. I think there's only one or two persons with more followers than him, and he's not even the president anymore.
Oh, wow.
So why is it that Donald Trump, number 45, who is trying to take away all things that President Obama had brought to us? Why is that he's not giving President Obama credit for his Twitter account, the way he uses it?
The way
I think
he
it's
should
one
be
of those-
thanking him.
I
Yeah.
think it's one of those jealousies that he has, and that he can't quite overcome.
And he can't put that on Twitter
But then,
because this is the account that President Obama made famous.
Right. Well, they have their the White House account, which is I guess owned by the government, right? It's the White House, and then they have their own individual account. So Obama's individual account, which he still has, that's the one with all the followers. Then his presidential account, I guess, is archived because that's part of the national records now.
My question would be, do you think that number 45 is using the presidential White House account, or do you think he's using his own account? Because they say he is he's tweeting. I mean, was Twitter on his Twitter account all the time.
Right.
So I didn't realize that there was a distinction between the two.
Yeah.
Can you help us understand that?
I think he uses his own account. We don't
Yes.
follow it. I believe it's his own.
Yeah.
it's going to build a news anyway. you don't have to give him any numbers. They're going to tell you what he said. Oh, Lord,
But they
man.
learn what he says through Twitter.
Yes.
That's the unique thing these days. And that, as has been reported, they don't hold news conferences anymore.
That's right.
And I'm guessing maybe they don't even send out press releases.
Oh, wow.
Trump wants to be in charge of everything, and he found it by having these by having his Twitter account. He don't need a spokesperson. He don't need someone to come out and give you the information. I will give you the information. I will be the person in controlling all of the news flow. It'll come directly from me.
And that's what it started, the impeachment, because things were coming directly from him. But, you know, in addition to jealousy, which he has a lot of, you have to add a racist. You have to add the fact that he feels superior to everybody, regardless of their ethnicity, nationality, background.
Well, I've called him the alpha white boy male.
Okay.
And, you know, when you think about the way we're put together, it's the white boys feel they are the greater men in the world. And Donald Trump is the greater white boy alpha male. That's why everybody, that's why everybody bows down. See, if you understand the alpha syndrome, you are undisputed as the person that is the greatest leader, and they all bow down to you. The people in the Congress and all over the Republican Party, the people, he is their ultra leader, the alpha white man that takes over and have taken over this country, and everybody's saying he is saying the things that we want to say. He is the person that's putting out the things that we have always held in our heart towards other folks in this country. We can support this man because he supports us, them.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Oh, what do you mean us, them? What?
When I'm speaking, I was speaking in the third party, talking about the people who are in alignment, the
You
white
want
folks
his-
that are in alignment with President Obama. I mean, President
What is
Trump.
it? The 34% that follow him religiously. That
yes,
group.
Yes, that's the ones that's outright, you know. But then you have those who are people in the Congress, in the legislatures, etc., who follow him. Who think about all the people that went through the presidential debates with him and all the names he gave to them and talked about their families, etc. Guess what? They are his superior supporters right now.
That's interesting. Well, you
They
know,
learned to bow down to Donald Trump.
Well, I think there may be some of that, but I tend to believe that he has some dirt on many of them.
I have some dirt.
You're not that kind of dirt.
No, I have some dirt on Donald Trump.
Oh, what?
Donald Trump danced on Soul Train. Social media is a monster.
Oh, no, wait.
They show.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
What chapter and verse can we prove that one? We need chapter and verse to prove it. We do because let me tell you why.
Why is that?
Because on the internet there's a video that says if you get a flu shot, you're gonna walk backwards. Now, is that,
So
if
you
that's
saying-
not
you're
dumb, I don't know what is. Donald Trump, what was on doing what?
Somebody better help me.
Doing
Wait,
what?
wait, my brother. You know, it's like you see these things on social media. You see the picture, you see the caption, you see the action, and you think it's real.
Right.
Now, I said that, and I had my little finger in my. So you know, it's like it's a statement, but it's not a statement. But it's on social media.
Along with you walk backwards if you get a flu shot.
Doing the moonwalk.
Where are these people
You know, though,
come from with this stuff?
I heard something interesting regarding that 34%, right? That's number one.
It's amazing.
They report it, but then they don't report it. But it's been going back since the 50s, because Malcolm and Martin used to talk about it. 33% always votes Republican, regardless. 33% always votes Democrat, regardless. And so the elections is over the other 33 in the middle, which is where we usually end up, in the black community. And that's why all you hear pretty much on the Democratic side is if you can't get the black vote, you're not going to get the nomination.
Not gonna win.
So when they talk about that hardcore Trump supporters, it's not anything new. It's that 33% that's always existed. Same 33 have voted for Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain, and Ronald Reagan, and all those guys.
Okay.
So it's part of the media only reporting part of the story. And then, what I heard is that, I heard that there's some analysis going around that because the Republicans and Democrats a bit gerrymandered everything across the nation to where you have these solid Republican districts.
Yes.
Now they've locked themselves in to where if they don't go along with the Republicans, they have no out. They can no longer say, well, I'll excuse me, try to get some Democrat votes to counter this far right hysteria in my district. Now they're almost like a prisoner to their own politics.
Wow.
And they've created their own monster.
Well, he's a monster, all right.
But is that an advantage to the Republican Party?
I think it's looking like a disadvantage.
Oh.
Because now you're saying that, Donald Trump could, attack these other Republicans and they're powerless
Yes.
to attack back.
Yes.
And it's whoever is the bully who will now dominate the Republican party.
Okay. Now I see. So he is the bully,
Right.
and there's nothing they can do about it.
Exactly, and you see the damage that is causing in the world and now in the nation. It was reported the other day that a record number of Republicans are resigning and won't run next year.
That's right. That's
Right,
right.
and
did
so
hear that.
they made a big deal when Obama lost after the health care legislation was passed. Is how when he described it as a shellacking, and there's a record number of Republicans that won districts and Democrats lost. And when the House flipped over and John Boehner became the leader of the representatives.
Yes.
Well, now there's more Republicans that have already resigned and or have been beaten than Obama's defeat back then. But they're not reporting it that way. But see, that's leading up, and I think that is influencing the news coverage, in that making us think that next year is going to be a tight race when it may not be
Tight
that
at
close.
all.
Right.
That is something there that we need to look into. That when President Obama, I keep going back. That's my man. I just in my mind when I say president, I think Obama. This other guy. Yeah. Anyway, his whole thing about the Apprentice program was what? You're fired. His thing was, you're going to do it my way. You're going to be in my camp, strictly loyal to me, or you're going to get out of my camp. You're not going to pretend. You're not going to walk the fence and be halfway in, halfway out. What these people are doing is recognizing that they can no longer deal with Donald Trump, his vision, his thoughts, and they're saying, fine, I quit. I'm getting out. Donald Trump is saying, great, now I can replace you and have people that will come into those positions that will be, what? My disciples. That's what he wants.
Right.
He's always wanted folks to get out. If you can't believe in me, if you can't work with me, if you can't follow what I tell you to do, not what I want you, what I tell you to do, get out. Get out. You're fired.
he
I
does
can't
that.
fire you
It
because,
makes him feel
but I
good.
can get you to resign
Right.
because you don't like what I'm doing. And every time people resign or fired, the persons that take their place is whom? A person that is more in lockstep with whom? Donald Trump.
Wow. Let's see what the
Sylvia,
caller has to
caller
talk
could.
about.
You got a call. You got a call.
Good morning.
Hello. How
Good
are you
morning.
watching us? How are you watching us?
Fire stick!
Yeah, foul power to the fire stick.
Fire stick!
Okay.
I just want to honor our veterans and thank them. There's Texas Roadhouse, Subway, Krispy Kreme, Buffalo Wings, Olive Garden. They're all going to feed the vets today for free.
That's great.
nice.
That's great.
Oh, I forgot Little Caesars. They was the first ones I saw. But, yeah, Little Caesars Pizza. So hopefully the ones that are homeless and need to eat get to see and get to eat today.
Okay. So this is this is the different restaurants or different groups that's feeding the veterans?
Yes.
What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
I think it's a good way to lift them up and show
Yeah.
some appreciation for them.
I wrote a poem if y'all got time.
She said she got
Go ahead. I want to hear your poem.
Uh-oh.
Okay. as we honor the veterans today, anybody figured out why so much born anyway? Did this country give these veterans more love, homes, clean water, liberty? Did these wars help blacks and poor communities? Or did these wars help these fat cats, narcissistic criminal elites who swindle more control to fulfill their greed? These are the questions I'm asking. How safe are we really? When everyday civil rights, human rights are on the chopping blocks, President Humpty Dumpty's DOJ is on the way to Supreme Court to cut off more throats. The Civil Rights Act, 1866, the Supreme Court has power to rescind the leftover liberties you have, they can end. Yeah, the racist master's banner been passed on to keep the masses broken, divided, weakened, not strong, just torn. Better awaken or your futures won't be born, and our youth will continue to live in societies that are not the norm. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia.
That was good.
Was it good?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Hood Research resident poet.
That's right. That's right. You know, you find some of the greatest family members, Miss Theo, that participate on your program. I want to just let you know that. It's always a pleasure watching and listening and getting educated through you, through your family members that take the time to call Hood's Research, Miss Theo Broden, which your show is on every Monday from 9 to 10:30?
Correct.
Help me understand about that.
9 to 10:30. Well, we actually started out in radio, and we were on WDTR, and then there was a young man here who asked if we would come over. We were guests on his show, and
Hodo?
No. His last name is Black. I can't think of his first name right now. But he's, somebody says deceased now. But anyway, it was a young man, and he had a co-host, with him. And he had learned about Hood Research, so he wanted to know more, wanted to share it with the people who listened to him. And so we did. And then we ended up, we were asked to do radio here. So we did radio here and radio WDTR. And before that, I was on with Mark Cummings Sr. at WMKM, which was down on Jefferson at the time. It's on the boulevard now. So we ended up doing both shows on the same day. It was so funny.
On the same day?
On the same day.
Wow.
Different time. And the WDTR was rebroadcast on Sunday. And it was interesting because I kept saying, look at this exercise. Because the way the studios were built, one you had to go up, I think it's like 22 steps or something. And then the other one you had to go up this steep ramp. I said, oh, exercise. Watch me do my exercise. But it was fun. And we would, of course, have, call-ins and have guests on the show and all. And then one day I was asked if I wanted to do television. I'm like, television? I guess. Is it that different than radio? Oh, no, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and here I am.
That's right, that's
front
right.
and center.
That's right. Did they ask you to sing too?
No, they didn't know that at the time.
Oh, they didn't know you could sing?
They didn't know that.
Oh.
So they just, somebody I think saw me out one evening and they just spilled the beans. But I sing because I love to sing.
Yes. And
I'm not laboring under any misconception that I'm Diana Washington or Aretha Franklin or
Now, Miss Theo,
Nancy Wilson, any of those. I'm just me and I love to sing. That's it.
Let me get bad right now.
What?
I'm just going to get bad.
What?
Because you can sing. I don't know about all the other names.
They said
but
S-A-N-G.
Yeah, but I don't know about the other folks but I know this. I have heard you and you can sing.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know you.
And it's not just me saying it. I mean, hold up now. Let's get it real. Let's don't get twisted today. You know, everybody who has heard you sing and has come to places that you are performing have said, "Ooh, wait, sing it, girl, sing it."
And wait a minute. And when I'm down at Burt's, then now there's some of you tuned in who know Galen McKinney. Mm-hmm. Galen won't let me sing till I tell a joke. so when I go up on stage, I have to tell everybody, "Excuse me," I said, but Galen McKinney won't let me sing until I tell a joke. And so I tell a joke, and I said, well, this is to see if everybody's paying attention. But it's a lot of fun there, and Bert has done a wonderful job. And you know, the many other people who come, they're just regulars. They enjoy being there. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no upheaval or anything that I've experienced. I've been going down there now for about 17 years. 1 year longer than the band has been there. So
Okay.
about 17 years. Mm-hmm. So anyway, back to Hood Research. What else were you going to say?
Well, Hood Research does actual research as well. In addition to those things that you mentioned, years ago we did a study on Rosa Parks Boulevard that runs throughout the length of Detroit, and talking to how it could be beautified, fixed up, and used as a catalyst for business creation. You know, I mean, there's so many streets within our community that are not the, I guess, name brand streets like Woodward or Michigan Avenue. You know, where actual businesses are located, and if the developers want people to walk to a business, they need to locate them on these smaller streets that are closer to where people live. And if you put stores and restaurants and little grocery stores and things there, you will get more actual development and more jobs in the community itself.
Attract the business.
Right.
It was a 20-page report, Billy, with pictures and everything. And we have to stop for a station ID. When we come back, I will tell you the rest of the story.
Sounds great to me because I want to know. You know, I'm one of those folks that teach me.
And we'll be back after this.
WHPR-TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the WHPR-TV Now app and take us with you wherever you go. WHPR-TV is now on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. till noon. WHPR-TV, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Feedback.
Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you.
Feedback.
This program is brought to you by Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn attacks and reduces belly fat. Get yours today. 313-868-6612.
Hi, this is LaWanda,
This is R.J. Watkins.
coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. an all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. And to get yours today, call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
All media platforms are engaged. Copy. Get ready to launch your show or product. Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that. Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV.
I think Wayne County Community College District is the perfect place for any student.
We are all a big melting pot and sharing different experiences.
Everyone was like really friendly and they're like giving you their time.
I know someone here will always be there to support me. Armenalda Carrick, Bosnia. Sandra Gonzalez, Mexico.
Minhas Jakia, Bangladesh.
Dennis Carrick, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Alexa, open TV 33 Live. Alexa, open FM Detroit. Alexa, open FM Virgin Islands. Now you can listen to WHPR, TV 33, and WVIE on Amazon Echo. Don't miss a minute of your favorite shows. And find out how you can have your own show heard worldwide on Amazon Echo. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. The Watkins Broadcasting Company. You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
All right, and we are back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, to tell you about the research that Henry was speaking of, it's a 20-page report on 12th Street. I continue to call it 12th Street because this was the land that was supposed to be a tribute to Rosa Parks. It was in such deplorable condition that they could not or would not take the horse-drawn hearse down the street that was named after her. And they could have. But it was in such deplorable condition. However, when the research was done on it, Rosa Parks was alive and well. And had it been restored, she could have been driven down the street and she could have been shown the kind of appreciation that the people in Detroit had for her. You think they would do that? I thought they would do that. After the research was done, it was presented to the city council. There was a copy, 20-page copy, for each one of them and a copy for the city clerk. Nothing was done. So needless to say, I'm disappointed about that, and I'll call it 12th Street until it looks like the kind of street that should represent a woman who did a lot in this country.
Theo, why would you feel that they had the reluctance to take care of making sure that street was appropriate, repaired-wise?
Could be disrespect. Could be that they were told there was no money in the budget. Could be a number of things. But, you know, there's a statement, where there's a will, there's a way.
Especially with a person of that type of note, Miss Rosa Parks.
Exactly.
Yes.
She had a lot of support. The gentleman who took her out of Virginia Park and Wildermere area when a perpetrator broke into her home and attacked her. He's the one who owns the Riverfront Apartments west of where Joe Louis Arena sat. And she was able to live there until she died.
Okay, okay.
And with the kind of influence and income that he had, I'm sure he could have worked to get some other investors to do more about 12th Street.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
had he been, asked. Sometimes with people like that, You just ask them, and they'll work with you. They can help you come up with some additional ideas
Yes.
and information. So, well, you know, I want to talk about the census. And each week I want to mention about the census, the benefit of the census, and people should participate with the census. Hill Research is involved with doing it, and also a neighborhood organization, Barton McFarland Neighborhood Association. And we are working with the Census Bureau to get the word out, to let people know that the census is not done to find out who owns child support. The census is not done to find out who is giving false information to get, a bridge card, or what's the other, WIC, and whatever other social supports that are out there. It's not done for that reason. The purpose for the census census. That's counting the number of people who live inside the city of Detroit and other cities around the United States of America, but I'm talking about Detroit.
Thank you.
The purpose for it is to find out how many people live here so that the money can be appropriated according to each person. It'll total up to $18,000 per person.
Per person?
Per person, yes. And the monies come from the federal government. Why? Because our taxes go to the federal government, and they are reappropriating the funds back. Okay? So if you only have a smidgen of folks who want to participate, we'll get a smidgen of the money. Who came up with that word? Anyway.
Must have been a cook.
Oh, good. right.
Just give me a little smidget of this, a little smidget of that.
Right.
Hi, Julia Childs.
She drinks while she cooks.
Just a smidget of this.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just going to take a little of this right here.
Smidget, she pours in the soup. Anyway.
No wonder her food was so good.
Right. Her people were so high they didn't know the difference. That's what was happening. But anyway, so anyway, it is important to have everyone who is the head of the household to make sure that they participate. Communications will be mailed out in March, probably mid-March, and you fill out the form and send it back. If you don't fill out the form, they will attempt to call you. And if they're not reaching you that way, then they send out people who actually work for the federal government and the Census Department so that they can get an accurate count. And the more people respond, the better. And sad to say, Livonia had the highest response. Like they need the highest response. The response in Detroit was 60-some%, which is unacceptable. And if people understand why they need to participate, we're looking forward to it making a big difference.
You know, it's also a wonderful way for you who need some extra money, who need some extra cash, to not to volunteer, but to go through the application to become a census worker.
That's right.
It's a process that you work your time. Let me change that. It has been many years now since I worked the census, so I don't know what the process is, how they're doing the work now. But I know this: if you need some extra money, it's simply to go from door to door, knock on the door, and see if a person will trust you to give you the information. And that's the process, Ms. Theo, is when you knock on that door. As a youngster, I was taught through selling encyclopedias, cars, and vacuum cleaners, etc. The one thing about training is that when you knock on that door, that first contact will determine how close you are in terms of getting that sale. And when you're doing the census work, that knock that you put on that door is so important for you to have that trust, for them to be able to trust you to come in and for them to give you that information. So the workers too have to have that drive to want to get that information.
Right.
But you can't be too overzealous. I had a long gun pulled on me.
Oh dear.
Because you don't want to press sensitivity. The person tells you that no, I don't want to participate, and you said, oh, but I just need these numbers, just need this fill out, and the person tells you again no. And I made the mistake of saying, oh no, just give me just fill this out right here, and the person.
He said, what about no, don't you understand? I'm going to help you. Let me help you, Lord.
I said, okay, by today, it ain't that serious. I'm gone. And then the people at the department wanted to release me because that was a step they felt was too far. I asked too many questions, tried to be too persistent.
Well, now there are a few questions that they will ask. None of them are about personal information. They will not ask you for your Social Security number. They will not. They will not ask you for your phone number. Okay. I also want to share that a representative from the census was at the Hood Research meeting this past Saturday, and explained a lot of the details, with it. Also did explain that employment is available.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to go on the internet to the census website. If you don't have a computer at home, you can go to the library. They have computers for general use at the library, and someone to give you some assistance if you want to apply right there at the library, because the forms are on the census website, which is United States government category. And it's, as I was saying, not a prying kind of question. They simply want to know who is living in Detroit, how many are living, at the home, and the money that will be coming back to the city of Detroit from your participation is needed. People need to think about it.
Yes.
Maybe we could do more about housing for the homeless. If we can get additional appropriations from the federal government. That's what it's about.
$18,000 per person, is that what you stated?
That's right.
So if in my family it's me dreaming, if I had a wife and 3 children, that's 18 times 5?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's what it is.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, the people who are going door to door will not be taking the information from you. However, you can telephone the Census Bureau, and the people who answer that phone are employees of the federal government, subject to being indicted if they were to do anything illegal, immoral, or fattening.
Pass your information.
Well, maybe not the fattening part. But anyway, so there's going to be a kiosk added to the kiosk for utilities over at the Dabo Center on Grand River in Wyoming.
Wow.
They already have a kiosk for those who want to pay their taxes or their utility bills. The second kiosk that's going to be installed is for you to fill out your census form. So if that makes it easier for you, they got easy parking and all of that.
That's a difference.
All right. So around here in the city, in the community, we work to provide as much information and as many opportunities as we can, don't we?
That's right.
So for those who attend and participate with us, they know.
How long before your meetings do you come up with your theme for that meeting in terms of guest or community activity that you want to focus on at your meeting?
Sometime the same day as the meeting. As a matter of fact, not for that day, but there was a lady at the meeting this past Saturday who is an amputee, and she has a prosthetic,
leg, arm.
Leg, like the hair doctor. And she stood up, she introduced herself, and she said that she would like to share information with the people in the community, people at the meeting. She didn't even talk about being on the TV show with me. I don't even know if she knows we have one, but I do intend to have her on. And I got the idea this past Saturday that it would be good. People in our community need to know and learn everything they can about as much as they can. And all that you learn is not always for you.
That's right.
Sometimes it's for you to pass on to others. And one thing that I do want to share today is there was a conversation about parents and should everybody go to college or something like that. And do you have to go to be successful? Not necessarily. However, it's not always you paying an arm and a leg to go through college. I have a friend for years who helped young people to get scholarships and grants. She said to me, annually, it's approximately $160 billion with a B that goes unclaimed.
That's right.
Unclaimed money. And folks are trying to figure out how many pop bottles they can cash in to go to college. You can apply for grants and scholarships. You can get a full ride, through college. But it seems to me, unfortunately, people don't know about it, don't want to know, don't want to be bothered. I don't know how you could be lazy when you end up on $100,000 for college, and you cannot charge it off, write it off.
Yeah.
You can't go bankrupt.
You can get a scholarship for being left-handed.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I mean,
that's
some
right.
things that sound so ridiculous.
But they're true. They are true.
You want to see?
There was a woman named Allison. If you had a child named Allison,
yes,
you go to college, grant for that. Yeah.
Did you call?
Oh, of course. Who's calling? How you watching us?
I still watching y'all on Fire Stick for the census job.
That's good.
Did you have an email for the census job? I mean, online site for the census job.
What is? Oh, you go to the United States government, and
I think it's try uscensus.gov. I think that'll get you to the census site, and then you have to follow the links to the careers or jobs.
Okay, U.S. Census dot. Okay.
.gov.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Anyway, there is money available. Continues to be. People need stuff to write off. All that 1% up there. They need things to write off. So they don't even pay taxes. They feel good about having, philanthropy.
I don't need it. I got plenty of money. I'm gonna buy my daughter to put her into this prestigious college.
She went to jail.
I don't need no scholarship money.
Right.
I got this soccer coach, this water coach,
who lied,
and give them a couple $100,000, and my child will be a scholarship because they play soccer. What is soccer? They sometimes will ask. They get a soccer scholarship for this $100,000, but what is soccer? But my daughter is now a star.
Right. They can't even describe it to you. Oh my goodness! And then you have to wonder: is that how the president went to school?
Ooh,
did he stay at school?
You fired.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong question and you getting fired. You're fired.
Oh my goodness!
I can see him on his Twitter account. That Theo.
Oh man, he does have some African Americans out in the field that he pays to speak on his behalf. Yeah, I haven't met any, but they're out there.
He got some kooky. It's like 77 Sunset Strip. Anybody remember that show?
77 Sunset Strip, yeah.
Cookie, lend me your comb. Cookie, lend me your comb.
That is so long.
Trump, lend me your Twitter. Trump, lend me your Twitter comb.
He just, oh, Lord.
It is a process, Miss Theo and Tush.
Teutsch. Yes.
Mr. Teutsch. Would you tell the folks your name again? How you done?
Teutsch. Teutsch.
Okay.
It's like the money, Deutsch.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the call you got? Miss Theo, got a call?
Oh, hello. Give us your name and how you're watching us.
Hello? Oh, they're gone.
Okay.
I guess my voice ran them away. They wanted to talk to Theo. When we're talking about this census, one other thing I believe, and I may be incorrect and someone may need to help me, I thought I heard that it said the information from the census won't be released will be sealed personal for almost 60 years.
Yes, yes, approximately that. Right.
So
and the information is not shared with any other branch of the government.
Okay. So, that's what people want to make sure that these other businesses, companies, and collection agencies and deportation agencies cannot get their information.
Access.
They cannot buy the information, cannot access the information, etc.
No.
So I think we need to, as you talk about advertising commercials wise, to let people know how comfortable it is now. The myths that people were told years ago about the census, they're going to be able to find you, they're going to be able to do this, you've done this, you've been slick, and you're going to be found. We have to dispel those rumors and those myths about this is a way to catch you.
Right, and that's the reason for getting out early to share the information, and that was why we had a representative at the Hood Research meeting this past Saturday to speak about it and to pass out information regarding the census and let people know they are not going to ask you if you owe child support, or they're not going to send out officers to arrest you if you owe child support, or if you have been giving lies to get what they call them now, bridge cards and
WIC
and it's something else they have, but they're not going to do that. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for the numbers of people who live within our city, so that the correct amount of money can be appropriated back to the city, and each person is valued at $18,000. And we know that the cost of living is increasing. We know that jobs are dwindling. We know that we have homeless veterans and others, and approximately 75% of the people who are homeless are veterans. So if we are diligent in sharing this information to people, encouraging them to respond, letting them know there's a kiosk on Grand River in Wyoming, and having them respond when people come around, or fill out the form when it's mailed to you in March, then you are making sure that more dollars get sent to the city. And maybe, just maybe, somebody can fix the damn roads.
Oh, the governor can't.
With that money, maybe we can. Right. Oh.
Ms. Steele, we have about 7-8 minutes left, potentially. Quick question since it's the round table, for the round table. We speak about the amount of voters that we have registered. Do we have an idea in terms of the population that is not registered to vote, that should be registered, that are eligible to vote? And the second question to that is, people sometimes wonder or think that they don't want to fill out a registration card to vote because, again, that will let people know where they are supposedly living.
Well, people seem to think that they are so private that nobody can find them. And that's not true at all. If you have a driver's license, right?
Yes.
The state knows where you are. Harry, talk about the voting.
If you get a paycheck, the state knows where you are.
You know, but the problem there is that I can get a license at a place that I say is my residence, especially, you know, let's get it real here, that in Detroit, we have a whole heck of a lot of folk that have addresses in the suburb areas, outlying areas, but they actually live in Detroit. Right. So, you know, so help me to understand how that works.
Insurance reduction.
Yes,
well,
ma'am.
One of the things we might share is, you know, you could have bad credit and everything, and you can still get a car. You wonder why you can still get a car. One, because it stays outside. Two, because they have LoJack on it. They may not call it LoJack. They may have a different name. Oh, yes.
Come down with no money.
Oh, yeah.
Low money, low down, $99, $89, and take the car today.
And there was some sports person. He used to do commercials all the time, wear a Superman suit or something.
Oh,
Melfar, right. And they tell me that he had this gadget in the cars that he sold, and if you didn't pay him, car got shut down.
That's right.
Wherever it was, you not brought to him.
I think I think that you're telling the, I think you're telling the folks something about these no credit, bad credit, in credit. We can get you a car. We can get you financed right today.
Right.
But we got to put this little gadget in there that if you don't pay.
They're not going to tell you that. And LoJack is one of the names of the gadget that works like that. I'm sure they have other names. Other companies probably make them now. Now, Harry, about this voting.
Yeah, well, you know, on that, what disappoints me is that those persons probably don't even vote in the suburbs. You know?
Yes.
I mean, that should be number one. If you're, regardless of where you're registered to vote, you should vote. You know? And you know, another interesting thing about voting is like some of the Grosse Points have the lowest participation as far as voting goes.
Wow.
Of all the cities in southeastern Michigan. And they don't talk about that much, but you know, they focus on Detroit, which
right, give us a bad rap.
Right.
So I know. Hello, you're on with Hood Research on a program called Feedback. Your name?
How are you?
How you watching? Who's that?
This is Andre.
Thank you for calling, Andre. How you watching us?
I was actually calling to see where can I actually. Do you have a visual? Like, do you have Instagram where I can actually watch you guys live, or just on the radio?
It's going to be rebroadcast on this station, and we're in. Where did they start?
Actually, if you go to RJ Watkins Watch Party on Facebook, you can watch the program live as we'll be on air for another 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and. At the conclusion of the show, it will be archived on RJ Watkins' Watch Party. So you just slide through, and if you are waiting for another hour later, it will say program that was on an hour ago. You can tap that, and you will be able to see that show in its entirety. Also, it is archived in the WHPR TV on demand. So you are able to see the programs at your pleasure from the on demand, as well as the RJ Watkins Watch Party.
And there's an app too.
There's an app. Yes. Oh yes, the app.
The app on your iPhone or Android, which is what I use, and I love it. So you can watch it live, and I believe on-demand shows as well.
Yes, everything.
And as I say, and take us along with you.
So if you go to the TV33 app, WHPR TV33 app on your telephone, you lock that in, it'll come up, and you can always go to that WHPR TV33 app and, sir?
And watch the live shows and the on-demand.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
And wait just a moment. If you have another question, Theo, you want to give them a telephone number so maybe we can get people who need to have more information about Hood Research or Theo?
Hood Research telephone number is area code 248-234-2371. Again, area code 234-2371.
And I'd ask, if you follow us on Twitter, that's Hood Research on Twitter, then you can send us a direct message that way if that works.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
And we also
thank you for
appreciate you
calling.
taking time to call. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Last
And
3 minutes.
You were saying, you were talking about voting.
Voting?
That's
Well,
fine.
yeah. I mean,
And people in Grosse Pointe don't vote.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, now they just pay their way, you know.
I was gonna say I thought they were uppity. When I say uppity, I mean
that makes you-
up financially.
That makes you
based.
uppity, right?
Is that the place where you can walk across the street and be in another city?
Yeah. It is, right. Every few blocks, it seems like.
And that's also the same place where you can go and be followed. But go ahead.
Oh, and that's also a place where they put in a.
That big pot of trees or whatever it was.
Well,
to
it's
stop
the
you from driving into the city.
NAACP.
Wait, but wait now. That's not Grosse Pointe proper. That's Grosse Pointe Woods or Grosse Pointe Park or something.
Okay.
We've got a few buffers that have been added to Grosse Pointe.
Okay.
Some years ago, when the Tonight Show was on, there was a gentleman on there who told about, I guess, an acquaintance of his who was African American, had a European American purchase a home in Grosse Pointe. And when the residents found out that it was not the lawyer moving in, but this African American, you know what they did?
What'd they do?
Changed the boundaries of the city. It reminds you of Detroit, East Detroit, changing their name to East Point.
Okay.
Yeah, so those couple of tidbits are because they don't want to be affiliated with Detroit. But now all of their descendants are just coming. A millennium wave is coming to Detroit. I'm sorry. Go ahead with what you were saying.
No, that's it. You know, the other thing is that this new law we have here regarding registration and the way they're going to do districts, that's going to be a big change that nobody really knows how that's going to work yet.
Oh, right. There was a
Is that for
vote
Highland
taken
Park?
That's for the state.
Oh,
to
for the state.
redistrict, right, because Republicans had districts set up so they would be inundated with their own party members, Republican Party members. And now research was done to show that it was done purposely and unfairly, and so there's going to be, is it 31 people? They're going to be picked from the party, and they're going to be picked different ages. And the Secretary of State is the one that's involved in that, right?
Secretary of State. Yeah, yeah, they're going to choose Democrats, Republicans, and then somehow those who claim to be independent.
And they're going to pay them $40,000.
And this is going to go on for 2 years or something or whatever. And they don't have a long time to make the decision.
And the jobs can't fire them for taking time off to participate on this
in that
process.
That's like serving on
So
jury.
you got a full-time job. Now you've been selected to serve, and you have an additional $40,000 salary. Not bad.
Right.
Not
Part-time.
at all. Yeah. Somebody said if what did they say? If voted they would not serve, you'd be crazy not to serve there. You know, you could sock all that away someplace. Yeah. But
So
it's
how
important.
how loyal would you be to the company that's paying you your $40,000 check?
How what? Say that again.
How loyal are you going to be to the person or group that's paying you the $40,000 check?
Well, seeing as how it's the state, I think you'd be real loyal.
Got 30 seconds.
Okay, well, we are now at the end of this program. I have really enjoyed myself this morning, and I want to thank you, Henry Torch, Director of Hood Research, for joining in our roundtable discussion, and thank you, Billy Jones, for,
My pleasure.
helping me. And Tabiti, you got to hurry up now.
Hurry up,
Come on.
Tabiti.
I know that's right. And I always say at the end of the show, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share. We encourage you to share as well, because together, the more information we have, the better informed decisions we will be able to make. And Billy, what's the BD say?
To BD, if you knew better, you would do better.
I think he also says, if you want to be nothing, do nothing. The only problem with that is you never know when you're finished.
You see how it took two of us to do BD?
That's right.
Family, thank you so very much.
Tune in again next week. Peace.